You still carrying that picture in your wallet?
I still carry it, but...
Is it on you right now?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Well, you've seen it a million times.
Well, he's never seen it before. Why don't you take it out and just show it to the camera here? And tell us a little bit about it. I've seen it a million times, that's right. You've shown it to every girl I've ever brought over. And about to everyone I know.
There. Could you see that?
Hold on, I could see it. Who's that guy? Tell me about him.
That's me.
And when's that from?
That was back in 1944 on the island of the Admiralty Islands in the South Pacific. And we used to go swimming, and I didn't have a bathing suit. But they wouldn't let us go swim unless we had a bodyguard, so I volunteered to be the bodyguard.
Yeah.
And so this guy had a camera. He took a picture of me. He says, "You're 6 foot something." It says to make a good picture. So make sure you make pose like you're Charles Atlas. So.
Oh, that was the Charles Atlas pose, huh?
Pose. One of these deals.
How long have you had that photo in your wallet for?
Well, it's been 65 years or 60-something years.
Yeah. How many people you think you've shown it to? Maybe at least a few hundred.
Anybody who asked for it.
Anyone who would look, huh?
Yeah, I should charge admission, I guess.
Yeah, you'd be a rich man by now if you charged admission on that.
I was district manager for the Sacramento Bee, and I was in charge of 60 carrier boys. And when I was the youngest district manager ever hired. I was 20 years old. They made me a district manager in charge of these kids. So he says, you better be sure you control them and treat them right. So when I got to the station house where we got our papers, I got up and I says, "Okay, buddies, I'm the rock, and right now you're all pebbles." I said, and remember that. So I said, "Okay, now what are you and who am I?" He said, "You're the rock." I said, "And who are you?" "We're the pebbles." So from then on, that story went around the bee. Other district managers, and they start calling me the Rock.
And so ever since your 20s, you've been the Rock.
Yeah, I walk into the security at the Sacramento Bee. I walk in, they would call me Mr. Bua and say, "Hey, Rock, how are you?" And they thought I looked like Marciano, Rocky Marciano.
Rocky Marciano.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, when I met Jill, she was going around with a fellow older than she was. He was a millionaire. He owned a junkyard. And he had a convertible Cadillac, and Jill was recently divorced, and she was up for a little fun and relaxation. And we used to hang out at the bar called Bedell's in Sacramento. And so after that, we would go to El Rancho and dance. At the El Rancho, my buddy Roy and I would go out there and dance and fool around there at the bar. So here walks in Willie with June, and he was no dancer. So he says, "Carl, should dance with June." I said, "If I dance with June, you're going to lose her." So sure enough, that's what happened. We started growing steady, and we went steady for 3 years. And got married in 1951 and lasted for 55 years.
Good.
Yeah, that was our fun.
You guys lived a good life, right? You guys went out a lot.
We went out a lot. We had a lot of friends. We were invited a lot, but no one was invited to our house usually. Because June was a lousy cook. She admits that. She said the only thing she made in the kitchen was reservations. She was a good driver, but she couldn't remember how to get there. And working for the Sacramento Bee, I knew Sacramento like a book. And she said, "Where do I go now?" I said, "Turn right here, go this way." So I said, what do they call these GPS now?
Yeah.
I was a GPS for her, and got her where we wanted to go, being that I was blind. Lake Tahoe. And we didn't have very much money. Didn't even have a checking account. We just brought cash up there. When we ran out of cash, we came home. So we ran out of cash, and on our way home, we were thirsty. We wanted to get a soda water to drink out of the machine. and all I had was 4 pennies left. And so Drew said, well, I got a keychain that's got a penny inside of it. I said, give it to me. So I pushed a penny out of it, gave it to the clerk there. He gave me a nickel. I put it in the machine and got a Coke, and June and I split it. So the moral of the story says, don't lose all your money. Always save a few cents for gas or something to drink or eat when you come
for the drive home, huh?
Yeah.
Save a few bucks for the drive. So how do you read the cards?
They tell me.
They tell you. Well, do you still do this?
Huh? I can still see the colored cards like king, queens, jacks.
Show me that one, like how you used to read your cards.
Well, up close. Get up
close or out the side, right?
Like this, yeah.
Right out the peripheral.
I can't get on the table and look like they do at blackjack table.
Yeah.
I have to get them up close.
Get them up close.
And then when they flop them, when we play Texas Hold'em, they flop them to tell me what the flop is. So they help me out, and they split the pot for me. And
how about Uncle Tony? He's made a few bucks gambling in his day.
He made a lot of money gambling, but he's lost some of it.
But too. How long has he been keeping his gambling book since?
Well, I think he started since he retired.
So that was
1975. That's 33 years ago.
Then what's the grand total of that book right now?
Well, I hate to say that because I'm afraid the income tax guy will come after him.
Okay, that's
from one of my winnings, and I didn't want to put it in a safe spot in case the place burned down. So I wrapped it up in tinfoil. I wrapped it real light with tinfoil and put it on the garage where I didn't think my wife would ever look.
Oh yeah.
So if she was looking for Christmas lights, a cord for Christmas lights, and she happened to see this package in there, she wondered what it was. So she opened it up. She said, "My God, there's $100 bills in here." So when I came back, I saw the wrapper in the waste paper basket in the garage. I said, "My gosh, she found my money." It reminded me of a story that happened to us when we were going to Reno about 20 years ago, wasn't it, Ernie?
Yeah, about 30
And I decided to take George with me in our car because he's a pretty good mechanic. I said, if anything ever goes wrong with the car, he can be able to fix it. So we got up to the summit there, and our car conked out. So George looks at it. He says, "Carl," after an hour, he says, "I can't do a damn thing with the car." So we called the tow truck. We called 3A. The tow truck came there. So George and I, Mary and my wife, got in the car. They towed us backwards all the way to Reno. I found out that George wasn't that good a mechanic, but he sure is a nice brother-in-law.
That's a good one.
Thanks, Ernie, for reminding me of that. 1943. I was getting ready to ship out, and he was working there at the base. And I came there, and I brought my dinner at the commissary there. I bought 12 hamburgers.
Wow.
So George and I shared 12. I think George ate 2 and I ate 10 of them. And so he was just getting ready to he was going to get married in a couple months. And so he says, "I don't think I deserve Mary." I says, "Mary doesn't deserve you, maybe, George. It works both ways. You're meant for both of you. We're meant for each other." So I said, "You're going to be very happy." I said, "that I'm going to be very happy for having you for a brother-in-law." So he thanked me, and I went off on a carrier overseas landed in Australia.
Wow.
Stayed in.
I got 3 wishes.
What were your wishes for Mary?
I just wish her a happy birthday and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. How many more wishes does she want?
She wants a lot, apparently.
Had a message he left me, and the message went something like this, if I could remember it word for word. "Mary, you've just been a wonderful sister, and you're the nicest person in the world, and if you weren't my sister, I'd marry you. And I love you, and have a good golf game." It was a Friday he left the note.
It was a Friday. He knew you were a golfer.
Yeah, he knew I